In terms of preparation, obviously essay is something that like we have been doing from our school days, but the GRE essay requirements are a little bit different in terms of like you need to have four paragraphs. The very first paragraph has to be the introduction, and then the last paragraph is like more of a conclusion. Then like you can have two arguments either for or against. So I usually used to go as a plaintiff, and I always used to go for the four section, and I never bother to be like going for the AMA sections in for against. The main thing is like if you are taking a side, it's become the your situation you are thinking goes same. So for every essay which I practiced and I try to write down in the practice test also, I always use taking one side either for or either against. So most of the time like I always used to go for the for side of the things. Then it that way like you can actually start thinking your ability. For quants preparation, as I already mentioned that like you need to like practice from those books. Other thing, when it comes to giving the exam in GRE, first thing you have to give either essay section. So you will have to write two long essay of 25-27 minutes each, and then 3-4 minutes for reviewing. Make sure that like you don't have grammatical errors, because in the exam like you will not be able to see those red underlined words and like any kind of grammatical errors. And try to have 10-15 good GRE words in your mind, so that like you can either repeat those same words, five here, five in that section, so that your chances of getting 3.5 score or 4 score should be easier. Second thing, after writing your essay, you will be having four sections: one for quant, one for verbal, or maybe like one more section would be just like a section, just like a tester section. So in those, again, the sequence could be anything. Like you can have verbal first, you can have quant first, but most of the time it's, I guess, verbal first. So you will have to start giving those so the GRE is more of a pattern based exam. So like if your first section doesn't go well, then your next section could be again slightly interdependent on that. So if your first section goes really good and like you crack really good answers, then the length of the quant section or the next verbal section would be again like slightly raising above the bar. So keep in mind for that. And the sections would be easy, or it could be hard, or it could be moderate. It all depends upon your performance. So don't panic if you don't get right answer. Whatever is going to happen in the exam is going to happen in the exam, and there is like never a full stop after GRE. So when it comes to like the preparation or like being in the exam mindset, keep in mind that most of the time quant section would be like all those things academic, what would you have done either in your undergrad, in your curriculum, and like those probability stats questions. So try to work on those things. Other things like try to give the easy answers first. So if you feel that like if you are able to solve some trigonometry or geometric questions first, then go for it. If you think like you will have hard time in like learning arithmetic questions or logarithmic questions, so try to keep that at the end, so that like you can focus more time on the right answers. So in terms of quant, I would have have like two options for you guys, which I use those two strategies. First, I gave away the easy score things. Like I was good with the geometry questions, so like I solved them pretty easily and fast. I used to get stuck in the arithmetic and logarithmic types of questions, so I used to take some time. So my strategy was like just giving the easy questions first and then working on hard questions. And this is like a rule of thumb as well. So like if you keep investing your time during the exam for hard questions, then you can also left out and miss out on the easy questions. So try to give the questions which you feel like would be more comfortable easily. And in GRE exam, like you can always scroll through different questions altogether. So once you get your section, you can scroll down the list of questions, and then you can figure out like the best time. So the question exam time is like usually 30 to 35 minutes. So try to have, and there would be 20 questions, so try to have like 1 or 1.5 minutes saved for each and every question. But then obviously like sometimes you could end up spending 3 minutes also, or more than 3 minutes. So like if you're spending more than 2 minutes for a question, then I would say just skip that question and go to the next question. I was good at cons, but my verbal was like, again, everyone also have this similar kind of problem. So I used to like attempt the questions of comprehensions first, and then the word guessing. So like what would be the exact synonyms. So I always used to, and then like I used to go for other type of questions. So in verbal also, like there will be three type of set of questions. The one would be like reading the paragraph and answering that. So sometimes reading the paragraph questions could be easy, and sometimes if the paragraph is like four paragraphs questions, then it could be little bit tricky also. So try to attempt those things accordingly. So I was good at the synonym guessing, whether it would go right or whether it could go wrong. I always used to attempt those questions, and that way like I could save more time for reading the paragraph, understanding the flow of the paragraph, and try to answer the questions accordingly. I don't know what would be the number of questions now. I don't remember like what would be the number of questions which would be asked for paragraphs, number of questions for the word guessing, synonyms guessing, and then other type. So it would be like out of 20 questions, 5, 7, 8 would be like that would be the flow of questions.